Hello, we're live. Good morning. That's Morgan Evans and over for you on 101.1 KRMD 908 now. I'm Mason in the morning, broadcasting live on the radio, on Facebook, on YouTube, all at once. And you can go to facebook.com/KRMD Mason. You can go to YouTube and look for at Mason in the morning. Or, of course, you can keep it right here on 101.1 KRMD and just listen. But if you want to see inside the studio, you can do that. Today we're talking about turnoffs, highly specific turnoffs, which I think is pretty funny. Stuff that people have straight up dumped somebody for. You know what I mean? Like there were no other reasons. That was enough. That one thing, that very specific reason was enough to kick that kid to the curb, right? Whether it's male, female, doesn't matter. This one thing was a deal breaker. And when they say deal breaker, they really do mean deal breaker. Like, that's it. You're done. You're over with. And I thought, let's check these out. See if I agree. Because I'm betting I will. I'm betting that I am going to agree with some of these. I mean, and the thing is, you really do have to preface this with, would you actually dump somebody because of that one thing? Would that be enough to be like, sorry, can't go out with you. Not going to happen. We're too different. Not going to make it work. You know what I mean? First one on the list. Body odor. Yeah. I mean, how could you not? How could you not? And here's the thing. This only says 24% could never date someone who consistently smelled bad. 24%? That's all? How could you? How could you live with that? If you yourself, you as a person, thought that the person you were dating smelled bad, why would you stick around? And that stat says 76% of people will stick around with somebody who consistently smells bad. Why? Why are you doing that to yourself? That's absolutely a deal breaker to me. If my wife reeked, she would not be my wife. There's no chance of that happening. Number two, pretending to be more knowledgeable of something than they really are. I'm not sure about that. Like if my wife said she was an expert in, I don't know, cooking, and then she wasn't an expert, would that be a deal breaker? Not for me. What about you? You can comment, you can text. 320-KRMD is our text line. And you can, of course, put your comments right there on Facebook or on YouTube. But yeah, pretending to be more knowledgeable on something, that seems like an okay thing. I'm certainly not going to break up with you because I don't know, you think you really know golf, but you're not really that good. I don't know. You think you're really good at history, but your facts are skewed. And I don't know if that's a deal breaker for me. Maybe not. This I hear a lot. Being rude to waiters. Deal breaker or not? 320-KRMD. A deal breaker. I mean, if the waiter's good, then I would say, yeah, that's a rude person that I don't want to be associated with. Seems like there's a lot of bad waiters, though, right now. I think people that shouldn't be waiters are waiters. I guess they're having a hard time finding good people. I don't know. I'm still trying not to be rude. So I guess maybe that's a deal breaker. I don't know. Number four, living in filth. Yes, of course it's a deal breaker. Would you live in filth? Why would you live in filth if you didn't have to live in filth? You went over to this girl's house and her floor is just covered in gunk, stuff everywhere, living in filth. No way. Absolutely a deal breaker. I'm not moving in with that. I'm not going to stay with that. I'm not even going to spend time. I'm not going to date you, let alone think about all those other things. No way. That's a giant character flaw to me. If you're living in filth, I don't want to hang out with you at all, especially date you. Number five, being overbearing. What does that mean as far as a relationship goes? Being overbearing. Overbearing. Let me Google it. What does that exactly mean? An overbearing person tries to make other people do what he or she wants in an unpleasant and forceful way. Well, yeah, that stinks. I can see that being a turn off for sure. Being overbearing. Dirty fingernails. What do you think about that? Dirty fingernails. People have actually broken up with people over dirty fingernails. It sounds petty, but why are their fingernails so dirty? That's a question I would have to ask. Why are their fingernails so dirty? Are they mechanic? I don't know any other reasons. Gardeners? But then you wash your hands. I know mechanics, they have a hard time getting it off. They have special soap for that kind of thing. But I would assume if you have dirty fingernails on a regular basis, you're either a mechanic or you really are just dirty. I could only assume you're not washing yourself, which that goes back to the being filthy, except for your body is actually filthy. I think that might be a deal breaker for me. Dirty fingernails all the time? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Being too clingy is not a deal breaker for me. That's how my wife married me. she was like an octopus. She was like an octopus. I guess it was okay for me. That was definitely not a deal breaker for me, being too clingy. Bad teeth? Gosh, that's a hard one. Bad teeth have always been something that's tricky for me. Deal breaker, though? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I feel like some people just didn't get their teeth fixed. You know what I mean? They just didn't have the cash to get braces when they were younger. I don't think it's a deal breaker for me. I know I don't enjoy mangled up smile, but I assume the person could still be wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and just have crooked teeth, right? I don't think that's a deal breaker for me. Double texting. This is funny. That's specific. Double texting. Someone has broken up somebody for sending a second text because you haven't replied to the first one. That is a new age problem. That is a interesting one. Would you break up with somebody for double texting? I guess that's just being annoying, right? Gosh, good to know. Good to know. For any of you who are maybe in a new relationship, text once, one time. That's all. Wait for them to respond. Don't ever send another one because they might break up with you for sending a text message again. A double text, huh? Interesting. And a loud talker, that's number 10. Number 10 on the list is a loud talker. I don't think that's a deal breaker either. I'm a very quiet talker. I know it sounds weird that I'm on the radio, but I talk really quiet in real life. And loud talking. It's weird. I always get a kick out of it. Especially if somebody's on the phone. It's like they're yelling. What? Huh? Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, loud talking. I don't think it's a deal breaker. Other ones that were honorable mentions. Let's see what these. Chewing with your mouth open. Might be a deal breaker. Why are you doing that? Talking about yourself in the third person. I don't know. Mason doesn't know what to think about that. Using a baby voice too much. Why would you do that? Why would you use a baby voice? Unless you're making fun of the person, then they should probably break up with you. Bad tattoo. That's funny. Would you break up with somebody over a bad tattoo? Is it on the neck or the face or something like that? Isn't it just on their back and it's no good? You're like, can't be with this person. No, not going to do it. And finally, the last honorable mention here, heavy breather. These are funny. These are funny. Some of these I do think are deal breakers. Others, I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. A heavy breather. Could you marry a heavy breather? Someone who, you're watching a movie on the couch with and they're... It might be a deal breaker. That's funny. These are funny. Would you break up with someone for being a heavy breather?